Okay. 2 days after the fabric market, I'm in the living room with Dimitri, who has some information to share with me. I went and visited my parents yesterday, he starts, his eyebrows are knitted together as if he didn't enjoy his time home at all. How are your parents? Do they miss you? Not really. They were busy entertaining Alexander. I gulp. That means Alex really is back in town. The dick is back in town. That's something on my keyboard. I gulp. That means Alex really is back in town. I already said that. What's he doing back? Why can't Alex just stay away forever? I figured out what he was doing there at the market the other day. Dimitri sighs and leans back into the couch. Seems he did the advertising for them. The flyer I handed over to you was his design. He was bragging about it to my parents. Oh, well, I guess that makes more sense. Alex's major was graphic design after all, and he works at some advertising company. I see. I paused to think a bit. How long is he staying? I'm not going to run into him again, am I? To be honest, I don't know how long he's staying. My parents are doting on him a bit since I haven't seen him in a while. They want him to stick around for a bit. I scrunch up my nose. As long as he doesn't know where I live, where you live, then I don't care what he does. Dimitri holds his hand over his heart. Trust me, there's a detail I won't be sharing with them. That's a detail I won't be sharing with them. I smile at Dimitri. He's always known what to say to set me at ease. Thanks, I tell him with a nod. It would be bad for the both of us if they knew, he mutters softly. How come your parents never asked you where you live right now? Don't they want to see the place you picked out? This is a question I should have asked a long time ago. Dimitri clasps his hands together and sighs. No, they don't really have much of an interest in me, so they wouldn't ask me something like that. The more I hear Dimitri speak about his parents, the worse of a picture it paints of them in my mind. It doesn't sound like Dimitri had a very fun childhood. I'm sorry to hear that. He shrugs at me. Alexander is the golden boy in our family. Everything that he does is interesting. Everything he accomplishes is worth celebrating. He can do no wrong. He's an angel in my parents' eyes. Even though he cheated on me, I say loudly. Even though he's done some despicable things, my parents twist it around into something good. They love him too much. His blue eyes look at me and his lips curl into a sad smile. I don't think they believe he cheated. They think you broke it off with him and ran away with someone else. My nostrils flare in anger. I never. I know you wouldn't, but that's simply how my parents are. He sighs again. I try to keep my distance from them. They only care about Alexander anyways. Seeing Dimitri look so defeated, filled with probably years long of resentment, I can't help but sympathize with him. I move closer to him across the couch and I throw my arms around his shoulder, leaning my head against him so that I lay in the nook of his neck. Dimitri feels tense, but he lets out a shaky breath and relaxes a little bit, leaning into my touch. I slowly start to rub his back for him. It's not much, but it's all I can do for him at the moment. I don't want him to suffer alone. I'm sorry you have shitty parents, I whisper. Dimitri gently rests his head against mine. I can feel his glasses poke the top of my head. Not like it's your fault, he takes in a breath, but thanks. We stare at this together for a while, resting against each other in a comfortable silence. I get lost in my thoughts about Dimitri and his relationship with his family. I remove myself from Dimitri's shoulder and sit up straight. Your birthday is soon, isn't it? I ask, suddenly recalling that it's very close. He nods at me. Yes, on the 30th of this month, I'll be 20. You'll finally be out of your teens, I tease him. Then you'll only be 3 years older than me, he says as he looks at me with a cocky smile. You make it sound like I'm really old. No, I meant it always feels like I'm catching up to you, he mumbles. There's nothing to catch up to, Dimitri. I'll always be older than you. Dimitri looks down at the floor as a look of irritation flashes on his face. He quickly masks it with a small smile, though. Ooh, I didn't realize age was such a touchy subject for him. Anyways, do you have anything special planned? You mentioned wanting to celebrate it with me at the market. You just reminded me of something. What's that? No, never mind. Oh, come on, you can't say that and leave me hanging. What is it? I can tell it's not something he wants to talk about as he's biting his lip and giving me these sad eyes. It's just... He coughs. Kim, my co-worker, she wants to hang out on my birthday. Something stirs silently inside my stomach. Is that a bad thing? I ask, trying to keep my feelings at bay. If Dimitri is interested in Kim, I should support him, but then I remember that Dimitri was hiding from her at the market. Hey, didn't you say you were hiding from Kim at the market? Dimitri bites down on his lips and timidly nods his head. I don't know what to do, Valkii, he says softly. What happened? My curiosity is piqued. Dimitri turns his head away to the side, glancing down at the floor. He lets out a deep sigh and mumbles something under his breath. He sort of confessed to me. This doesn't come as a surprise to me at all, yet I'm finding myself feeling threatened. My emotions are a mess. Am I really upset some girl confessed to Dimitri? This is stupid. I should be supportive. And do you like her as well? I force myself to ask. Dimitri tilts his face and peers through his bangs at me. He looks conflicted, like he wants to say something. He takes in a deep breath. No, I'm not interested. That's the thing. And suddenly, that awful feeling of being threatened is gone. Instead, I'm feeling elated. Not at all? I press. He shakes his head. Not at all. He repeats my words. Back to the issue at hand, Dimitri doesn't know how to deal with someone confessing to him. So you don't know how to face her, I conclude. Dimitri nods his head, pouting at me. She's my co-worker, so avoiding her at work isn't really possible. Have you rejected her? He hangs his head down. Yeah, she knows, which is why it's awkward. And she still wants to hang out with you on your birthday. Kim has got some guts, I'll admit that. Yes, but Blue eyes lock with mine. I want to spend it with you. Holy... If looks could slay. Calm down, Valkii. No need to throw yourself into a tizzy whenever Dimitri says something suggestive. I turn myself away from his gaze, feeling my cheeks glowing hot. This is not good. You don't want to? Dimitri asks in this sad voice. What should I do? My heart is beating faster. I didn't plan on this. I didn't realize that Dimitri wanting to spend time with me on his birthday over some other girl would make me feel so happy. Of course I do, I finally say. It's the truth. Dimitri looks relieved, smiling at me. Damn, his dimple is shooting arrows through my heart. This really isn't good for me. Oh good, I was a little nervous you'd have other plans, Dimitri chuckles. A swarm of butterflies flutter towards the surface inside of me. Now what have I gotten myself into? No, I'm free. I can spend time with you, I say. My voice sounds shaky. I think my throat is getting bad again. Dimitri's smile grows wider. He looks so adorable. I brush my hair behind my ear, finding myself embarrassed for some reason. I can't wait, he exclaims. Oh boy. Then would it be too bold of me to make a request, he asks. I look at him, wondering what it could be. Well, he grows bashful all of a sudden. Would you bake a cake with me, just like last time? I didn't really do much last time, though, I point out. It was mostly Dimitri who did everything. That's fine, it was a lot of fun, he says, with an adorable chuckle. He relaxes a little. Anything I end up doing with you is fun. Oh no, Dimitri, please stop. You have no idea what you're doing to me right now. I need to leave before this gets worse. I stand up from the couch. Anyways, you should simply tell Kim that you've already got plans if you don't know how else to reject her. Dimitri nods at me. Alright. I bite my lip as Dimitri keeps staring at me with that smile. I feel put on the spot. I'm going to check if Mandy needs any last-minute changes to her dress. I dash out of the living room, my cheeks pink and my heart beating way too fast. It takes a day to calm down my feelings. I've reached out to Mandy and checked in with her. Nothing new though, everything is still par for the course. The wedding is on the 15th, which is rapidly approaching. It'll be next week, in fact. I should probably look at the wedding invitation again to double check the time. I search for the invitation, but for some reason I can't seem to find it. It appears I may have misplaced it somewhere. It was such a pretty card, it would be a shame if I lost it now. I look through my drawers, in the cabinets, even a little peek underneath my couch. There's nothing but Pixie hiding underneath the couch. I giggle and pet her head. I resume my search, but really can't seem to find anything. Maybe I should ask Dimitri. He's home right now, since it's pretty late. My pulse... Oh god, I think I remember this scene. Oh no. My pulse quickens at the thought of him, remembering that yesterday he was being so cute and wanted to spend time with me on his birthday. The jittery feelings are back. I tried to shake them off and knock on Dimitri's door. I breathe out as I wait for his reply. I don't want to walk in on him like last time. Come in, he says. Okay, I don't remember. This is the wrong bit. Okay, good. I take a deep breath and open the door. Dimitri is on his laptop, seemingly engrossed in a video game, holding a controller in his hands. Hey, he says, only half paying attention. His back is turned towards me. Dimitri, I lost the invitation to Mandy's wedding. Have you seen it? Nuh-uh, he replies. He's very focused on the game. Well, I guess. He has to have some flaws, right? Well, that's a little disappointing. I really want to know the time the wedding is starting, though. Do you remember the time the wedding starts at? Although I have a feeling Dimitri can't really split his attention like this, so he wouldn't be able to answer me. He drawls. I think some loud hacking noises burst through his speakers. Too busy? I asked, chuckling a little. Oh, sorry. Dimitri pauses the game and finally looks at me. What is it? Do you know the time the wedding starts? Oh, no idea actually. You can check my invitation, it's over on the bookshelf somewhere, says Dimitri, and he points towards his bookcase. He then unpauses the game and continues hacking away with the sword and shield. I glance over towards his bookcase, looking at all the random things neatly stored away. Dimitri seems to keep things tidy. He's got a knack for it. There's a silver envelope on one of the shelves. It's the invitation. I reach out for it and open it up, finding the information I was looking for. Seems the wedding starts at 5 PM. Great, that's all I needed to know. I slip the card back into the envelope and gently tuck it between some books. That's when I notice there's a photo album of Dimitri's school years in between his regular books. Oh, this seems like fun. I can see Dimitri again when he was younger. This will be good. Dimitri is too distracted by the game to even notice me, so I take my chance. I take the album from the bookcase and flip it open. It's got a picture of him and his classmates when he was in his 2nd grade on the first page. Even though a lot of the children look alike, I can still spot Dimitri. His hair used to be a lot lighter. He's wearing glasses at a young age. I can't help but smile as I flip through the page onto the 3rd grade. With each passing year, Dimitri's hair grows darker until he's about 9 years old and he has the same brown mop of hair as he does now. His smile is the same though, so cute. It seems he's had the mole underneath his eye since he was about 5, but he's always had that dimple. I turn to another page and I'm met with a wave of nostalgia. That's Dimitri when he was 13 years old. He looks exactly like how I remember him. He's not smiling in the picture this time. That's a first. He also seems to be standing on the far right of the rest of his classmates. I touch the picture with my fingers, remembering the time I first met him in the rain. He does look older than the rest of his classmates, like he doesn't fit in at all. I browse further through the book, skipping a couple of pictures until I stop when he's about 17 years old. He looks so different. No wonder he's wearing... No longer is he wearing those glasses, and he's gotten a more stylish haircut. He also seems to have grown taller. Wait, are those earrings I spy? I push the book up to my nose, looking at the small studs in his ears. Dimitri, I didn't realize you had your ears pierced. Huh? Dimitri's head finally turns away from the screen. Earrings? He repeats. I show the album to him, tapping my finger on his picture. Here, look, your ears are pierced. There's a look of realization dawning on Dimitri's face when he sees I've been looking through his photo album. And he widens his eyes in a panic. Why are you looking at my photo album? He demands to know. Oops. He pauses the game and reaches out for the book, but I pull it back and hug it close to my body. No way is he getting it. I'm enjoying myself looking at Dimitri's old pictures. Memories from back when I lost contact with him. What's wrong with it? I question. Give it back, he says, his voice high-pitched. Okay, I remember this. It's not the other one, but it's something else. Dimitri drops the controller and steps towards me, once more lunging for the book. I quickly twirl around to evade his feeble attempts. I flip to another page, seeing a large portrait of Dimitri. He's definitely got his ears pierced. Do you go through a phase? I snicker. Valkii, stop looking through that, Dimitri begs me. Dimitri is slowly advancing on me, blocking my exit. I quickly dash towards my left and jump up on his bed, holding the album above my head. Why don't you want me looking through this? It's because you're embarrassed you had your ears pierced. Dimitri growls at me, losing his patience. He follows after me and jumps onto the bed as well. His hands are stretched out in front of him, itching for the album. Valkii, he cries out desperately. I'm having way too much fun teasing him like this, so I grin at him, wedging the book protectively underneath my arm. Dimitri once more makes a move to grab it from me, but I step backwards, successfully thwarting his attempt. But then my foot gets hooked underneath his blanket and I lose my balance. My body tips backwards and I yelp out loud. Dimitri catches my wrist, trying to keep me upright, but eventually he loses his footing on the mattress as well and goes down with me. He falls right on top of me and I'm squished between him and the mattress. Blue eyes are upon me, wide and fierce, piercing straight through me. Suddenly it feels like there's no oxygen in the air. I've stopped breathing. I can't tell whether it's because Dimitri's body is heavy or because his eyes have captured me. His brows furrow, a stern expression adorning his face. Then he presses my wrist deeper into the mattress, pinning me down so that I can't escape. With his other hand, he easily takes the book from me. I'm too shocked to do anything about it. What else can I do with Dimitri on top of me? Our bodies are touching each other in places they probably shouldn't be touching. But Dimitri looks calm and composed. Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Isn't Dimitri supposed to be flustered here? Why am I the one who's feeling uneasy? Why does he suddenly look so serious and unlike himself? His lips are pressed into a thin line, and his eyes that hold some kind of secret. Dimitri looks so different. He lets the book fall to the floor, but doesn't let go of my wrist. Nor does he make any attempt to pull himself away. I feel like struggling here would be futile. He's got me under his thumb. Finally, I find my voice again. Why can't I see it? Your old photos. He blinks slowly and deliberately as his blue eyes finally tear themselves away from mine. I don't want you to see, he says softly, the old me. Dimitri glances at me again with the same serious expression as before. Can't help but find my heart quickening. He leans closer to me, his face near mine, the tips of his brown hair touch my forehead. His lips part so he can speak. Wait, were they always this lush? I want you to see the current me, he breathes out. I want to joke and say it's hard not to see him when his face is all up in mine, but I find myself breathless, like I'm under a spell. Without thinking about it, my free hand moves on its own, my fingertips lightly touch Dimitri's cheek. He reacts briefly, a little surprised, yet his eyes are still unwavering, searching mine for answers to questions that I'm in the dark of. I slide my fingers along his cheek and push his hair away, tucking the locks behind his ear. I don't know why I've never seen it before, but I can see a small little dot on his earlobe, a scar from having pierced his ears. Being this close to him, I see everything. I see the contact lenses in his eyes, the mole right underneath it. I can see the very faint emergence of beard stubble on his skin. No, this is definitely not the old Dimitri. This Dimitri is much different, yet still the same. I smile at him, unable to look away. I see you, I say. Then my finger brushes across his earlobe. He jerks away a bit from the sensation. I still want to know. Why did you pierce them? Dimitri stops talking. Time feels like it's slowing down. I see Dimitri's chest heave up and down in an erratic rhythm. There's this growing hotness that I'm starting to feel. It's pulsating, it's warm. My heart is suddenly racing. And I'm realizing this hotness, it's not coming from me, but from Dimitri. I frown and finally look away, glancing downwards. I wiggle my hips. There's something there. Dimitri, is that? My eyes widen in shock, and so do Dimitri's. In no time, his face is cherry red. He yelps loudly as he tears himself away from me and jumps off the bed. He falls down onto the ground in a tangled mess, but quickly picks himself up. I'm so sorry, he yells as he frantically bolts out of the room. I'm left lying on top of the bed, still hiding my red face behind my hands. I'm glowing red. That thing that was poking me. What I felt was Dimitri's long and hard pizza. Think of pizza. Oh dear God. Okay, we'll get up to 20 after all. Oh. We have to do this again? Oh, of course we do. Because this is a... there's no, like, cloud saving or anything. What did I choose? It doesn't really matter, you're not gonna see it. Whatever. I need to check when I need to stop this. Let me just quickly check here. Tailor Tales Plus. Right, you know what, let me... Okay, I have to stop when Dimitri asks the MC out for a date. I hope this... I don't know. I think it's a while away. With less than a week left for the wedding, it's easy to become preoccupied with chores and last-minute changes. Since Dimitri has been busy getting everything ready to make the chocolates back at his college, he hasn't been around much either. Perfect excuse to avoid him because I can't even look in the eye right now. I don't even want to think back on that night. First he acted all strange simply because I was looking through his photo album. Then he had to go ahead and pin me down on the bed, and this is getting me all hot and bothered. I try to focus on work as much as I can, but since I've already finished Mandy's wedding dress as well as my own, I don't really have many projects to keep me busy. No matter how hard I try to avoid thinking about it, it consumes my mind. I can't get Dimitri out of my head. I realize it's not something he can control. I know how the male body works. Sometimes guys can simply get an erection. That doesn't stop me from getting all of these conflicting feelings about it though. On one hand, I'm a little flattered that I'm able to elicit that kind of reaction out of him. On the other hand, what am I supposed to do about this? It's so embarrassing. My mind is going places it probably shouldn't be going. I keep having flashbacks to that time I saw him naked on his bed, the sunlight kissing his tone dabs, his smouldering eyes looking at me in a daze because he just woke up. But nothing compares to that look he had in his eyes when he pinned me down. They were so intense, I couldn't look away. It was like a switch had been flipped. Dimitri's demeanor was completely different, so serious, so manly. Our faces were so close, I honestly thought that he'd... Sorry, I was looking for something and I couldn't find it. Kiss me. Instead, I felt his hard-on press against me. I buried my face into my hands, my cheeks stained with a red blush. This isn't good for my heart. Maybe it's been too long for me since I've been with a man. I can't believe Dimitri has me all in a tizzy. The customer enters the store and I try to compose myself to greet them. I need to put this out of my mind. My phone suddenly rings. I look at the screen and see Mandy's name. I pick up the phone. Hello? Valkii, hey. Mandy, is there something you need? What if she wants a last-minute change to her dress? It's Dimitri. I can't reach the bugger. You live with him, right? Can you tell him to call me back ASAP? I need those chocolates. Oh yeah, sure, I can do that. Great, bye. Mandy hangs up and I'm left looking down at my phone. I guess Dimitri's phone is on silent if Mandy can't reach him. Now I have to talk to Dimitri. There's no way around it. He's in his room right now doing his best to avoid me as I do my best to avoid him. I've taken a deep breath and forced myself to walk up to his room. This might be the other time I was thinking about, okay? I may actually need... Is this maybe a bit where I shouldn't be showing it? I'm not sure. I didn't check. My feet are resting at his door. My hand is balled into a fist so I can knock on the door, but I'm frozen stiff. It's so awkward to face Dimitri, but I need to be professional about it. It's Mandy's wedding after all. I knock on his door. Dimitri, I call out timidly. No response. Dimitri, I say a bit louder and knock again. You need to check your phone. Silence. Is he actually in his room? He should be. I heard him come in about 2 hours ago. I knock one last time. Dimitri. Still nothing. I'm actually getting a little worried now. What if something happened to him and he's lying passed out on the floor? A little worried that something might have happened to him, I decide to open the door. He's doing something, not PG right now, as you can probably tell. Maybe. But if I can't show this... I saw this in the non-plus version. I didn't see it, but it was insinuated, whatever. If I can't show this, I'm going to... There will be a cut here and it'll go to the next bit. Okay. It's dark inside, but I can see the gleam of Dimitri's laptop shine at me. He's sitting at his desk, back turned towards me with his headphones on. I sigh in relief. That's why he didn't hear me. Nothing serious happened to Dimitri. He's simply watching a video. That's when the moving images on his laptop become clearer to me. My eyes widen in shock. There's a naked woman on screen doing lewd things to her own body. Dimitri is hunched over, but I finally notice the movement of his right arm. The sound of his sweater rustling and skin rubbing against skin fills the air. I'm frozen on the spot. Dimitri is masturbating to porn. It was way more graphic than it was in the free version, so I'm gonna slice that content. Alright. I bury my red face into my hands, the dream still vivid along with all of the feelings. I dreamt that I was watching Dimitri masturbate in his room and he called out my name. Oh god, he called out my name. It was the hottest thing ever and I cannot push it out of my mind. I bite down on my lip and remove my hands from my face. I look over at my phone and see I've still got some time left before I need to get up. Well, if I can't settle down, then... I'm devout. Alright, a zombie. That's how I feel, like a zombie, just going through the motions. My thoughts are not with me in the present. I'm dealing with customers, mindlessly checking out their items and telling them to have a good day. Inside, I am a mixture of guilt and horniness. Talk about feeling conflicted. I can't control my dreams, but that doesn't mean I feel okay with dreaming about Dimitri like that. It's all because he got hard that day. Because of that, I've been a mess and feeling awkward around him. I keep thinking about his naked body or how his weight felt on me when he had me pinned down on the bed. No wonder I had a dream about him like that. What the hell is wrong with me? Why am I lusting after Dimitri? I shouldn't. I need to stop. But I can't. My body won't listen to me. I'm still really, really in the mood. It's been too long since I've gotten laid. I'm embarrassing myself here. I'm a grown adult whose emotions are in uproar because she had a sexy dream about her roommate. Not just any roommate, but my ex's younger brother. Come on, Valkii. That's a little more than inappropriate. You can't just lust after your ex's younger brother. Or can I? I stand still as I contemplate to myself. No, Valkii, don't even entertain that thought. This is ridiculous. I try to get through my workday without thinking about Dimitri. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. I'm on edge. I feel awkward being in my own living room. I know Dimitri is about to come home. He said he was going to make dinner. I felt too weird to reply to him on Snappic, but he knows I read his message. I successfully managed to avoid Dimitri for 3 days since that incident, but I guess I can't hide from him forever. However, it's way worse than before. Now I get all jumpy and I can't sit still sit still knowing he's coming home. The anxiety inside of me is accumulating, it's bursting to come out. I look down at Pixie next to me, who's sound asleep on the couch. At least her life looks peaceful, just sleeping the day away without a care in the world. I pet her to curb my uneasiness. The door to my living room opens and I sit up straight, feeling needles prick my neck. It's Dimitri. Hi, he says softly as he shuffles into view. Hi, I stammer back. My heart is beating so fast I can't look at him. The memories of my dream are still too vivid. Are you hungry? I could start dinner now. Dimitri isn't looking at me either. We're both so awkward. There's a pink elephant in the room and we're both doing this weird dance around it. My stomach is upsetting me, though I refuse to acknowledge that they are butterflies. Having lost my ability to speak, I nod my head at his question. Dimitri doesn't want to linger around much longer than he needs to, so he disappears into the kitchen. I sigh in relief when I'm left alone. Would it be okay if I acted like a moody teenager and say I'd eat dinner in my room? No? I sigh again. Then pet Pixie some more. Less than an hour later, Dimitri calls my name. Dinner is ready. This will be awesome. I get to sit at the table in complete silence while my anxiety skyrockets. I close my eyes and count to 10. Okay, let's do this. I sit down at the dining table, waiting for Dimitri to bring dinner. When he enters the room carrying 2 plates with him, I immediately look down. He quietly sets down dinner in front of me. It looks and smells good, but I can't focus on it at all. What am I supposed to say? How do I usually talk to Dimitri? I've forgotten. It used to be so easy to talk to Dimitri, here and there an awkward moment or two, but that's nothing compared to now. And Dimitri doesn't even know about the dream. It's all literally in my own head. I'm making a big deal out of it, out of nothing. Thanks, I say to him, managing to find my voice. Dimitri flashes me a forced smile, then sits down himself. Scraping of cutlery fills the air. It's quiet between us. The silence is making me hyper-aware of everything around me, including my heart that's beating fast and loud. I'm almost worried he might hear it. As I cut off a small piece of meat, I finally glance up at Dimitri, having avoided him the entire time until now. His eyes are cast sideways, watching something in the distance. He slowly chews on a piece of vegetable, his lips pressed firmly together. They're so lush and smooth-looking, I'm fixated by them. His table manners are actually quite elegant. Dimitri's eyes flicker over towards me, we make eye contact. My heart pounds inside my chest and I immediately look away, hoping and praying that my blush isn't very obvious. He can't be staring. Dimitri clears his throat and shifts his weight around in his seat, but doesn't say a word and continues with his meal. Why am I blushing like a little schoolgirl who got caught staring at her crush? It's not like I've got a crush on Dimitri. My mind is just very confused right now. Dimitri puts his knife and fork down and takes in a deep breath. Valkii, he starts. My eyes widen and I look at him, panicking on the inside. What is he gonna say? Yes? I answer him, hating the way I stutter. About last time. No, don't bring that up. I'm blushing so bad right now. There's something that Dimitri trails off, also looking away from me while blushing. Before Dimitri can finish his sentence, though, Pixie jumps off the couch and starts making these retching noises. Both Dimitri and I look down at her, surprised by the sudden sound. She's throwing up a hairball, not very appetizing, but I welcome the distraction. We both stay silent as we watch Pixie try to cough something up, but nothing comes out. Is she supposed to do that? I ask, unsure. It's fine, just a hairball, probably, says Dimitri nervously. But the longer Pixie stays on the floor like that, making these sounds, the more I begin to worry. Then finally, something comes out. Except it's a drop of blood. My heart sinks into my stomach as my eyes widen in horror. Dimitri immediately gets up from his chair and rushes over to her, picking her up in his arms. Pixie's body continues to spasm, trying to expel whatever is inside, but it remains stuck. Call the vet's emergency line, Dimitri commands, disappearing from the living room with Pixie. Hastily, I grab my cell phone and look up the number to the vet. We rush to the clinic as fast as possible with Pixie in her carrier. The vet is there to greet us and immediately takes Pixie off of our hands. The vet takes Pixie out of the carrier. The poor kitten is still doing the same retching as before. I'm so scared right now. I think something is stuck in her throat. She may have eaten something, says Dimitri, his tone deadly serious. The vet takes out a small magnifier and flashlight and pries open the kitten's mouth. She looks inside it. You're in luck. I can see it. I may be able to pull it out without requiring surgery. The vet puts Pixie back down on the table while Dimitri and I watch helplessly on the sideline. The vet takes out some medical pincers and slides it into the kitten's mouth with it. I hold my breath and reach for Dimitri's hand, squeezing it hard. Please be okay, Pixie. Pixie is struggling against the vet's grip on her. Got it, the vet claims triumphantly. Now, careful extraction is needed and... The vet pulls the pincers out of the kitten's mouth, extracting a small needle with it. My eyes widen. A needle. My needle. Pixie shakes her head, but has finally stopped convulsing her entire body. I know it's a kitten, but why the fuck would a kitten be interested in a needle? It doesn't look like food. It doesn't smell like food. She would play with it. She wouldn't eat it. She would probably prick herself. She may hurt herself on it, but I don't think she'd eat it. Did I not question any of this before when I played this before? Seems the needle did prick her throat a little, hence the blood, but nothing major. This should be able to heal on its own. The vet leaves Pixie on the table and walks towards the computer and starts typing something on the keyboard. Dimitri immediately pets her in relief. I'll give her some antibacterial medicine to make sure it won't get infected. She swallowed my needle, I say, perplexed. Dimitri shushes at Pixie to calm her down. It's not your fault, Valkii. Cats will swallow anything. A lot of them seem to like plastic, says the vet. The needles aren't plastic. Are they? None of the needles that, for like sewing, none of the needles I've seen. My mum sews a lot. They're always like that metal or whatever the fuck it is. And they will not swallow anything. They will not fucking swallow anything. They're not dogs. A dog might eat a needle. I sink down to my knees in front of the table, my eyes aligned with Pixie's. I feel so guilty. I'm so sorry, I tell her as I pet her head. She's purring. She's alright, just had a little fright. The vet walks over to us and hands us a packet of tablets. Take these, feed her once a day before or after she eats. Dimitri accepts the packet. Will do. Come on, let's get you home, I say to Pixie and gently coax her back into the carrier. When I see Dimitri take out his wallet, I stop him. No, let me pay for it. It's my fault. Dimitri sighs. It's not your... Let me have this, please. I feel so guilty. No way am I going to let Dimitri pay for the vet bills. He stands down, knitting his eyebrows together at me, but he nods. All right, he says. I pay the vet bill without another word. After that's handled, we take Pixie home with us. It's already dark outside. The vet had to open up the clinic just for us due to the emergency. Dimitri is carrying Pixie and I'm walking next to him, silent. I can't stop thinking that I hurt her, that things could have gone way worse for her, all because of a stray needle. Pixie doesn't even come downstairs, so how a needle ended upstairs I don't know, but it's my carelessness that caused her pain. Stop it, says Dimitri all of a sudden. I brush my hair out of my face to look at him, giving him a questioning look. Stop what? I can see you're blaming yourself. Don't. Oh. I look down at the pavement, but it is my... No, it's not. Dimitri cuts me off with a grunt. Pixie is still a kitten and they eat everything they can find. I've had loads of kittens in my life and they do not just eat anything. They would not be interested in a needle. They would bat it about. They wouldn't eat it. I stand by they would not eat it. One, a needle is like that long. A kitten is like a 2 month. I still wouldn't eat it. I know, but I was careless and I shouldn't have left them lying around for kittens to eat or people to step on, I argue back. You're not going to let us go, are you? Dimitri says in frustration. I stubbornly shake my head. I feel bad. Nothing Dimitri can say will make me feel better. From now on, I'll be very careful with my tools and make sure everything is locked up tight. I'm not going to let this happen a second time. Pixie will be safe with me. We continue to walk in silence as I brood over my mistakes. Speaking of, Dimitri was pretty calm about it all. As soon as he saw the drop of blood, he came to her rescue and knew exactly what to do, whereas I just sat there in shock. How did you know what to do? I ask him. Huh? Dimitri arcs his eyebrows at me. When Pixie threw up blood, you immediately sprang into action. How'd you do that? I was frozen. Oh, that, Dimitri scratches the back of his head, thinking. I don't know, honestly. I was on autopilot, I guess. Well, you've got amazing instincts. He's always so nurturing. Dimitri says nothing out of embarrassment. It's a little cute that he's this humble, but I do have a lot of respect for his quick thinking. We walk the rest of the way back home in silence. In the morning, I check up on Pixie and make sure she gets her medicine with her food. She seems to be doing fine. She even has the same amount of energy as before, I'm glad. The wedding is in 2 days on a Sunday. Time flies. Today, Dimitri will be going to college to make all of those chocolates that Mandy needs. Dimitri finally enters the living room, looking prepped and ready to leave. All of a sudden, it hits me like a truck. The feelings that were pushed to the side yesterday, they re-emerge inside of me and I can't stop staring at Dimitri. He was so capable yesterday. Wait, didn't I hold his hand at the vet? Oh no, I wasn't even thinking when I did that. Good morning, Valkii. He greets me. He doesn't seem to be acting out of the ordinary anymore. So it's just me that's still feeling uneasy. Maybe it really is all in my head, that I'm turning this into a big deal when it doesn't have to be. Good morning to you too, I reply. Have you seen my phone? He asks as his eyes are scanning the living room. He walks over towards the couch and takes away the pillow to look behind it. No, did you lose it? I think I left it behind after we rushed to the vet last night, but I forgot where I put it, he explains. Why don't I give you a call? I suggest, taking out my own cell phone. That won't work, he says while shaking his head. I've always got my cell phone on silent, otherwise it might disturb the lectures while I'm in college. Oh, he makes a great point. Nonetheless, we could still hear the faint zoom of the vibration. Silent means silent, doesn't it? Vibrate means vibrate. Dimitri exits the room, still looking around. I shrug. May as well dial it anyway, it could work. I touch Dimitri's name in my contact list and the phone starts to dial. It feels a little strange to call him like this, as I usually never speak to him on the phone. We always seem to text one another, although in the past few days that has considerably gone down. I think the last time I was on the phone with Dimitri was when I invited him to come over to my place to see if he wanted to live here or not. That was several months ago. Has it really been that long? That means Dimitri has been living here for at least 3 months now, almost 4. A lot of things have happened during those months. Dimitri feels a little more grown up, in part because he's also turning 20 soon. Even I feel like I've changed a little. Absent-mindedly, I wander around, still calling Dimitri's lost phone. Maybe he's right. It's a bit futile if we won't be able to hear it ring. I decide to enter the bathroom just to make sure. When I enter the bathroom, I can hear something vibrate on top of my washing machine. Oh, it's Dimitri's phone. I found it. Happily, I strut over, about to cancel my call to Dimitri's phone until my eyes glaze over Dimitri's locked screen. Oh? I stare intently at Dimitri's flashing screen. His locked screen, the wallpaper he's using, it's a picture of the two of us, the one we took at Sarah's photo shoot. I remember sending him the high-quality version. And here it is on full display, vibrating and otherwise demanding all of my attention. Why does Dimitri have this picture as his wallpaper? It's too strange. I mean, it is a nice photo, but you don't randomly decide to put that up as your wallpaper unless it's something you want to see often. I guess that's true. People tend to put their loved ones as their wallpaper, like pets or their partner. So what kind of special meaning does this have for Dimitri? A prickling sensation stirs inside of me. I feel my heart rate speed up. It's because I'm in the picture, isn't it? Does this mean that Dimitri has feelings for me? My phone automatically ends the call after no one answered and Dimitri's screen turns dark, but the memory of the picture is still burned into my mind. I'm so confused at this newfound information. Valkii, did you find it? Ah! I jump away from the door, my heart pounding loudly in my chest. You frightened me. I just about had a heart attack. I complain. Quiet down, you stupid heart. Dimitri enters the room, looking sheepish. Sorry. He then sees his cell phone on the washing machine. Oh, he found it. Sometimes I take my cell phone out of my pocket when I go to the bathroom, but I end up forgetting it eventually. I can't look Dimitri in the eye. First, that stupid dream I had of him, but now I know he's got a picture of us as his wallpaper. I don't know what to do. My feelings are mixed right now. I feel like I stumbled upon a secret I wasn't supposed to know. Dimitri looks none the wiser, oblivious to my inner turmoil. He doesn't know that I saw his screensaver. He takes the phone and sticks it into his pocket. Thanks, Valkii. Now I can get back to campus and finish the chocolate. Yeah, no problem, I say, trying to sound normal. Alright, see you later. I'll be home pretty late. I won't make it in time for dinner, sorry. Why don't you order a pizza? I quickly shake my head. No pizza, I exclaim. Dimitri looks at me all confused at my outburst. Thinking about pizza now makes me think of. I shake my head again. That's alright. I can manage making dinner for myself. Dimitri flashes me a toothy grin and then heads out of the bathroom. I feel frozen on the spot, my heart still beating fast. My mind can't stop picturing what I saw. It's giving me the weirdest conflicting feelings. It doesn't have to mean anything, right? It could just be a fun picture to look at, something Dimitri did without a second thought. I mean, I've got a picture of Pixie as my screensaver simply because she's cute. Right, it doesn't have to mean anything. Who in the world am I kidding? I'm not that naive. I can't dismiss this as nothing. I lean against my washing machine, staring at the tiles on the floor. There's this gnawing feeling inside of me, something anxious and restless, but it's mixed with feelings of flattery, joy, excitement. It's like my mind can't decide whether to feel happy or anxious about this. My mind is thinking back on all the things I've done with Dimitri, all the sweet and cute moments we had together since he started living here. He's been so kind and supportive to me, helping me out with my business, not to mention taking care of me when I was on my period, or generally taking care of the household chores and cooking dinner. He hasn't slacked once. He's done a lot to help me out, actually. That picture on his screensaver is evidence of that. Dimitri didn't need to, but he took those pictures with me. We were touching and holding each other, smiling at the camera. It was honestly a lot of fun. Dimitri is a lot of fun, I correct myself. And even though it's hard to admit, I'm attracted to Dimitri. I've grown feelings for him. There's just no way around it anymore. I can't keep fooling myself. I'm behaving like a hormonal teenager in front of him. He's the sweetest person I know, and he's got a body that's making me have fantasies about him in my dreams. When I saw him with Kim, my jealousy kicked in and my panic attacks started, because I felt like she was taking him away from me. I know why I didn't want to admit it. He's Alex's younger brother, my ex. Not to mention I'm 4 years older than him. It's just not right. Right? Right? Just, it's fine. Whatever. Let me check. Yeah, see, this was plus content, so I'm gonna I will yeet that out. It's fine. Okay, I will see you next time in the next one.